Welcome to the TCAD 10-minute take. It is I, your host, Sheree L. Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don the Legend Chambers. This is the 10-minute take, which means it's the 10-minute version of our normal TCAD podcast where we talk about all kinds of entertainment, shenanigans, and brouhahas and things going on in the industry. But in the 10-minute take, we just do a spoiler-free review of one movie and one movie only. And today's movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
He's just jumping right into it. But before we get started, make sure you click on that subscribe button and you click that bell. And you didn't even sound enthusiastic.
We're getting there.
Make sure that you get all of the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. And obviously, Don has a lot to say, so let me go ahead and set this timer and get it going so he can get it going. Go.
Okay, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Quentin Tarantino. Look, I love almost all of Quentin Tarantino's work. The Hateful Eight, I kind of thought was a bit meh, but even that, I mean, what I always dug was the acting is beyond excellent. And I always dug the dialogue, even if I sort of found the story just kind of left me like, didn't really grab my attention. And in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I find the same thing. Now, for those of you that don't know, it's sort of, I want to say, a slice of life between these two. And it sort of incorporates, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, it incorporates the Manson murders in there, but not what actually happened with the death of Sharon Tate and 3 other friends. But as I'm watching this,
spoiler-free review, Don.
Well, sorry, I did give you a spoiler alert, but I don't even know how much of a spoiler that really is. But
it's huge.
Okay. Well, look, I'm watching this thing, and I'm watching the movie and I'm trying to figure out what is the point of all this. If it's the point is just to have DiCaprio and Brad Pitt be in a movie and act off one another, I'm like, okay, it's I don't know. I was watching this sort of waiting for something to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, the acting performances are top notch. They're great. Especially, I really enjoyed Brad Pitt in this as the character Cliff Booth. He was great. I mean, every time he was on, I was more interested in his character than anything else. But don't get me wrong, DiCaprio's character was pretty good as an actor who thinks he's sort of well on the downward slope. And in the movie he's acting in, when he does his scene, he actually gave a hell of a performance. So it has these great moments, and like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed Brad Pitt's character. He was the best part of the movie. But in watching the movie, trying to get to, okay, what's the point? Where are we going with this? What's happening? There wasn't anything like that. So it felt like I'm just watching a movie that goes from a great line to another great line, and one great little bit to another great little bit. But in terms of cohesiveness, I was just like, okay. I mean, I don't know what it was. I mean, the best thing I come up with was, like I said, a slice of life for these two guys. Is that all it was? And I guess Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, maybe that's it, the title was telling me exactly that. I don't know. I was very disappointed. I was kind of hoping for more. So if I'm going to give it on our ratings, this is not an opening nighter. This is definitely a Tuesday matinee. If you can get $6 tickets, for sure. Because again, you'll love Brad Pitt's performance. There are parts of the dialogue that were just great, and bits that were funny scenes or great scenes, especially the end scene. But in terms of when somebody asks you what was the movie about, I'm not sure. don't really know. If I had to give it a number of 1 to 10, a 6? You know, I guess. Eh. Yeah, that's it was, it was so frustrating. I really wanted to like it more, but I left sort of like, okay.
Well, okay. I liked it more than that. I didn't hate it. I do feel if you are a Tarantino fan, this movie is sort of in the middle of the pack. It's not his
Yes.
best, and it's certainly not the worst. I think it would be really interesting, if you ever want to have like a Tarantino movie night to watch these things chronologically. I think it fits in really well with the Tarantino universe. Like if you have Inglourious Bastards and then, or I guess Django and then Inglourious Bastards and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and then Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Like you're watching these things in order of the year that they take place.
Right,
Like I think
right.
that this universe that he's created of like hyper violence and movies and actors meaning more historically than they do in our universe and the focus on knowing trivia. Like I feel like this movie fits in really well with the Tarantino universe and like the way the story unfolds, because there are things in Tarantino's universe that are different than in ours, where like the death of Hitler and how slavery played out, and like there are things that are different. I mean, I would totally enjoy having a Tarantino movie night or marathon where you're watching these movies in chronological order, and then you just sort of leave out movies like Kill Bill or Death Proof and those movies that are movies within the like that's not happening in real life. That's actually like at least according to some of the theories, like that's a movie within a universe. It's not part of the universe, if that makes sense.
Right.
But it fit just fine. The acting, the first 2/3 of this movie are stellar. Like the acting is so good and nuanced, and you're just interested and you're drawn. But then again, like nothing is really happening. Apparently, it's 2 days. Like the movie is 2 days.
Yeah.
Like 9.5 months apart. So you have one day that happens, and then like 10 months later you have like another day, another full day. So that is a little confusing at first when you see this big jump in time, but you have to realize like it's literally 2 full days that are like almost like half week, like 10 months apart. And it kind of loses its way about 2/3 of the way in. Like you hit that 70-minute mark and it gets real meandery, like it's not sure where it's gonna go, and then you have that crazy cuckoo bananas climax and ending, which is like that hyper violent Tarantino business, which I feel like that there's like a 30 minutes, like the first 70 minutes you're like really in it and you're like with it on the journey, and then you kind of like start falling asleep and you get lulled into like this weird zone out, and then you're like shocked into almost a heart attack and everybody's standing up and freaking out because of the violence, and then it's over and you're like, what the F just happened? Which I don't know if that's what he was going for. It was very successful. So, all the performances were super good. The guy who I can't think of his name off the top of my head, the one who played Bruce Lee, his characterization of Bruce Lee was amazing. I wasn't a super fan of the fact that Bruce Lee got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But then I do understand, and I kind of understand where they're going for with that, is the fact that Brad Pitt's character is supposed to be a lot more dangerous than you think initially. And that was like I don't feel like he got his ass kicked. I feel like it was a tie. But I think the real Bruce Lee, but maybe not, because he's not just a stuntman. Like he's more dangerous under the surface than you initially think, and that's like the scene that kind of hits that home, I think. There's a lot of feet. Like Tarantino super leaned in to his feet fetish, his foot fetish. So, there's whole scenes where there's just dirty feet in the foreground, and you're
I
just like,
know.
okay.
Now that you mention that, yeah.
It's a lot of feet. They're like more than usual. Then Margot Robbie was fine as Sharon Tate, but it
Yeah.
felt very empty. Like she just kind of wiggled around a lot and was just like
It didn't
dancing
do
and
anything,
wiggling.
though.
Yeah, and she didn't really do anything. And I did appreciate when they had the real films and TV shows. Like they had Leonardo DiCaprio superimposed
Posed in them, yeah.
but in the movie that Sharon Tate was in, they left Sharon.
They left her alone. I noticed that too. I was like, that doesn't look like her. Margot Robbie. Yeah.
Margot Robbie. It was actually the Sharon Tate movie. Was her performance in it, and I thought that was really an interesting choice. It was just, but like you say, as far as a Tarantino movie goes, it was solid. It was middle of the road Tarantino, though. It wasn't like this great, like I wasn't blown away by it, especially because of that weird laggy third act. And then that 10 minutes of hyperviolence at the end.
Which was great.
Which was fine, I guess.
But like you were saying, and then it just ended, and you're sort of like,
oh, okay.
right.
I wouldn't be surprised though if Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt gets nominated for this. Their performances were really good. This is the best thing I've seen from Brad Pitt in forever. Like Brad Pitt was really, really good in this. And
I could watch a movie just on that character.
Yeah, and he was definitely like Legends of the Fall bangable.
Was he Zaddy territory? Sorry.
Top notch Brad Pitt. Like I haven't seen Brad Pitt like this in a really long time. So if you want to go there just for that, then you won't be disappointed.
Oh, you mean the part when he's on the roof fixing the?
No, the whole thing. Like
the whole thing.
Yeah, he's just like top form Brad Pitt. Like I haven't seen him that engaging in a really long time.
Oh, that's funny.
So I would say, though, I think I agree with you. It is definitely Tuesday matinee. If you can get a discount ticket, it's worth going to go see. I wouldn't pay full price for it unless you're a super Tarantino fan. It's just not. It's just fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. It's not a superhero movie. It's something different. And, if you need a palate cleanser from all of that, it's a solid movie. But it's really long and it lags a bit towards the end. So yeah, that's that. That's that on that.
That is that on that. I don't think we could end it any better. But hey,
you want to tell them where they can find
I can tell them. But hey, you want to find more of these? We've got it all for you under one roof at tcadnetwork.com. You head over there, you'll find not only our podcast episodes, but all the links to our 10-minute takes, as well as our Facebook page, our email, our phone number, as well as links to some of our other projects, Good Morning Antioch and The Reading. It's all right there under one roof, tcadnetwork.com. Head over there, bookmark that page. But while you're here on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely hit that bell so you get notified next time we post it on one of these 10-minute takes. And as always, we're welcoming your comments for some other movies you might want us to look at. They don't have to be new by any means of the imagination.
And they don't have to be theater movies. We'll do Netflix movies.
Yeah.
I know that I'm really looking forward to that new Eddie Murphy movie that's coming out.
Oh, Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite's my name. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch that.
Yeah, it could be a network's movie, a show. Just suggest it to us. We will take it and we will run with it because we are here for our tens of listeners and viewers. And
we got merch.
Yes.
Antioch t-shirts are out now. I am wearing a Perms Mingle Snuffs No Faux Galactic t-shirt.
Yes, we're going to put a link right down in the description below, as well as on the website. So definitely get your merch from Good Morning Antioch. It is good stuff. You will be of the cool people when you get it.
Yes. Yeah. That
Yes.
unilateral grease shirt is hot. Like I can't wait to get that one.
That is a good one. Definitely going to get it. So yeah, this was good.
Yeah, but stick around for the full TCAD podcast because we've got some stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about D23. We're going to talk about Spider-Man, Sony, Marvel business. We're going to talk about SAG. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So join us.
Yes. So until then, see ya.